$1 in scholarships and grants to Kentucky high school graduates so they can attend our Kentucky institutions of higher learning. The Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. WDRB Sports Page, your one-stop spot for sports.
If you see it, if you hear it, if you read it, Byerly Ford will beat any advertised price on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV. See our unbeatable prices at ByerlyFord.com. Byerly Ford will beat any advertised price. Byerly Ford, located off the Watterson Expressway at exit 8B on Dixie Highway.
Nobody beats a Byerly deal.
Everyday people, everyday dogs. Adopt your next family member. Brought to you by Louisville Metro Animal Services, the Kentucky Humane Society, Saving Sunny, and Best Friends Animal Society.
Charged with rape and sodomy, former U of L basketball player Chris Jones faces a judge.
We believe this gentleman is innocent, and he's been falsely accused, and he's going to be found not guilty.
The evidence they say will clear him, and reaction from U of L.
We've got light snow moving into the metro right now. I'll talk about whether this could accumulate, plus we're going to see a major warm-up in the extended, when some of us may see 60 degrees. Coming up next.
People are coming to this mosque to remember the I-71 road rage victim. What we're learning about the local businessman.
20 murders in just under 2 months. The action Louisville's police chief is taking after the surge in violence.
The whole point of this is we are asking the community to trust us.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Elizabeth Woolsey.
And I'm David Scott, in for Gilbert Corsi today. From star player to accused criminal, today former U of L basketball star Chris Jones was led out of a Louisville courtroom in handcuffs after answering to charges of rape and sodomy.
WDRB's Danielle Lama tells us his attorneys believe there's evidence that could clear him in this case. Danielle?
Well, Jones's attorneys entered pleas of not guilty when he appeared at the Hall of Justice this morning. They say he's been falsely accused, and there's video that can prove it.
The case of Christopher Jones?
Christopher Jones turns himself in. The former U of L basketball player is charged with 2 counts of rape and 2 counts of sodomy. Arrest warrants state there were 2 victims. The women told police they recognized Jones because he was on the basketball team and he told them his name.
We believe this gentleman is innocent, and he's been falsely accused, and he's going to be found not guilty.
U of L police say the assaults happened at Cardinal Town Apartments early Sunday morning, just hours after Jones led his team to victory over Miami on Saturday. Jones's attorneys say cameras at the apartment building could help their case.
We understand there's video potentially in the hallway of this building where this allegedly occurred, also videos out in the parking lot, and we believe those videos would be exculpatory to Mr. Jones.
2 other men are also charged in the case involving the second woman. Court documents say the victim identified them through social media.
Charges rape in the first degree and sodomy in the first degree.
Jalen Tilford pleaded not guilty to rape and sodomy Thursday morning. His bond was set at $100,000. Tyvon Walker's bond was set at $75,000. He pleaded not guilty to rape. Prosecutors asked that Jones be given a high bond, arguing he's not from Louisville and is facing more charges than the other co-defendants.
Defense attorneys argued that Jones has from the beginning cooperated with police, and police have said that he has spoken with them freely. He also turned himself in. He's well known in the community. He's got 2 high-profile attorneys. So the argument is he's not at risk to flee.
District Court Judge Sheila Collins released Jones on home incarceration, even though he's living in a hotel right now. His attorneys say he's withdrawn from classes, moved out of student housing. He was taken out of the courtroom in handcuffs to be booked, but as long as he abides by the terms of home incarceration, he doesn't have to pay any of his $25,000 bond. Jones and the other defendants have been ordered not to have contact with each other or the victims. Jones is due back in court on March 9th. Reporting live downtown, I'm Danielle Lama, WDRB News.
Thank you, Danielle. The university weighed in on the case shortly after Jones appeared in court.
WDRB Stefan Johnson picks up our team coverage there with reaction from U of L. Stefan.
Well, good afternoon. University officials say the alleged rapes happened behind me here at the Cardinal Town Apartments over the weekend. And by late Sunday morning, University police were involved.
The University of Louisville Police immediately launched an investigation. It is still an ongoing investigation, and because of that investigation, warrants were sought and warrants were granted by the court. Those warrants have been served.
This is an incredibly unfortunate situation. The safety and the well-being of our students are the top priority.
Late this morning, University police and school officials talked for the first time publicly about the charges against Chris Jones. The former U of L basketball player is charged with raping 2 women. One is a U of L student. 2 other men are also accused of being involved in the alleged rapes. They are not students. Police say it happened early Sunday morning at the Cardinal Town Apartments just off campus. And despite being removed from the team, police say Jones has given a statement and cooperated with the investigation. Meanwhile, most students didn't learn about the charges until today.
My roommates and I were talking about it this morning, but I don't know. I'm hoping it's not true because that's sad.
I mean, I'd known he had been dismissed from the team, and it surprised me, but it's really too bad stuff like that happens, and I feel bad for the victims or alleged victims, and we'll see how it plays out.
And again, Jones was placed on home incarceration. The case now works its way through the court system, and police tell us it is still an open investigation. At the University of Louisville, I'm Stefan Johnson, WDRB News.
Thanks, Stefan. Rick Bozich with WDRB Sports began following this story days ago and understands exactly what this news means for the team.
So, Rick, what can you tell us about Chris Jones?
Well, I mean, Chris Jones, when he came to Louisville, was a little bit of a risky recruit from the standpoint of in high school, he had a little bit of a record of cutting class, not doing the work academically. For his senior year, he left Memphis and went to a military school in North Carolina. And then he still wasn't ready for major college basketball and played 2 years at junior college. Some schools did shy away from him. But the issues were more of anger directed in terms of being a competitor, and some of his teammates, he would get on them really hard if they didn't play as hard as he did.
And nothing like these allegations of rape and sodomy. The first thing that jumped out at me was the 2 other men charged in the case involving one of the women, a much higher bond, and I don't believe they're on home incarceration as Chris Jones is.
Right, that is very interesting. As Scott Cox, his attorney, explained, part of the reason is that Chris has been cooperative. But I also think that situation could change as the court case continues to unfold the rest of the week for the other 2 defendants.
Have you talked to the team members? How is this affecting the mood there?
Yeah, I haven't. Eric Crawford did. He was down at the game at Georgia Tech on Monday night. They feel sad for the teammate. This is a guy they've practiced with, some of them for 2 years. They've known, they've roomed with him, they've traveled on the road. And now they're going to have to deal with questions when they're at Florida State. On Saturday, people are going to come in and ask about the game and Chris Jones. When they get in the NCAA tournament and the national media comes in, they're going to ask about Chris Jones. So it's something they're going to have to learn to deal with.
Where is Chris Jones now? Do we have any idea?
Well, I think he's going to be living in a hotel for the next day or 2. And from what Scott Cox said today, he's either going to get an apartment or possibly live with some friends as he waits for his court case to come up.
No longer in school.
He withdrew from school this week.
Thank you, Rick Bozich. New details on Chris Jones today.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Well, the clouds have returned, and they're a sign of what's to come.
Chief Meteorologist Mark Weinberg is already tracking snow flurries in the viewing area. Mark?
We do have some light snow and snow showers now moving into our area, flurries in the downtown area, and you actually can see those as we look to our tower cam. If you look closely, you'll see the snowflakes going by from time to time. While I will tell you, this is not major, not expected to be major, you will see some flakes out there, and this is on the nose of a cold surge that's occurring. Our winds have shifted to the north at 15 miles an hour. Dew points remain low, and that drier air should protect us from too much out of this. Looking at Austin, look at the difference. It's 22 in Munfordville. It's 14 degrees warmer at 36 degrees, so a 14-degree temperature difference across our area. Light snow and flurries right now along 71 from Campbellsburg through Carrollton. We've got some of these south of Madison and Louisville. More likely just dealing with flurries right now. We go west of Louisville. We definitely run into some light snow from English southeast through the Georgetown area and Amsterdam, New Amsterdam. Remember, with pavement as cold as it is, it doesn't take much to cause a little light accumulation on those side roads, and that's something we'll watch. putting it into motion. You can see we're not talking about anything major here. Just want to mention that there are flurries out there, expecting them to continue through 7 and then start to wind down at 9. By 11 p.m., boy, it is a lot colder at 22 degrees. Now, the extended includes cold, and I think some of us are going to go to near 60 degrees. That's right, 60. When to expect that major warm-up coming up in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, none too soon. All right, thanks, Mark. Well, we do have a few school delays to tell you about for tomorrow morning. Brownstown Central Community Schools, Jennings County Schools, Medora Community Schools are all on a 2-hour delay. You can get the latest school closings and delays on our website, WDRB.com.
We're learning more about the local businessman who was the victim in what police call a road rage shooting.
WDRB's Valerie Chin explains what a judge is now ordering the suspect to do. Valerie.
The suspect was in court this morning. It's the same day the victim was buried.
Most of the family and friends are still at loss to trying to make sense of this, perhaps the most senseless murder I've heard of.
Khalid Kaloun is a family friend of Mukhtar Ahmad, seen in this photo smiling in his suit and tie. Friends say the 41-year-old father of 3 was a hard worker. He came to Louisville from Pakistan with his brother in 2000. They own this Dairy Mart in West Louisville. But Wednesday morning, he died in what police call a road rage shooting on I-71 South near the Gene Snyder Freeway.
But you don't ever expect that out of nowhere you will be hit with a hail of bullets and murdered.
Police say Christopher McCollum shot and killed Ahmad, who was driving this black Lexus. Ahmad had just dropped his daughter off at school.
I'm also ordering that he not have any, nor attempt to possess any firearms.
In court, McCollum pled not guilty to murder and asked for a public defender. The judge set his bond at $100,000 full cash. Police say there is no evidence the two knew each other. Muslim tradition is to hold the funeral within 24 hours. Several people are coming to this mosque to remember him.
The way he was killed is a savage way that no people of any kind of race or religion will accept it.
Friends say the family wants to remain private, but is asking for well wishes and prayers as they go through this difficult time.
Family is supported by a strong group of friends, and Pakistani American community is a small, close-knit community, so they've really put their arms around this family, and family will be fine financially.
The coroner says the victim died from a single gunshot wound to the chest. In the newsroom, Valerie Chin, WDRB News.
Thank you, Valerie. Operation Trust, that's what Louisville's police chief is calling his new response to the spike in violent crime. Chief Steve Conrad is asking the public to trust police and each other to help solve the problem. There have been 20 murders so far this year compared to 3 at this time last year. Conrad has formed a task force which includes federal law enforcement agencies to try to get to the root of the violence.
This task force will be data-driven. And they will spend their time focusing on some of the conditions that lead to violent crime in our community, such as the use of guns, such as narcotics trafficking. And I want you to know.
Coming up at 4:30, what else Conrad says is needed to make Louisville safer and the common thread through most of these murders. A new search engine from Google.
How it can help you plan and save money on vacations. Plus,
well-paying jobs could be hiding under the hood of your car. We'll tell you about this unique program coming up.
Imagine your paycheck depending on a deal between lawmakers, the stalemate that could affect thousands, and the deadline looming tonight.
Want more news? Anytime, anywhere, any device. WDRB News.
Rainwater, groundwater, problem water. Turn your problem water into Culligan water with a whole house water conditioning system. Get Culligan water for just $9.95 a month for a limited time. Call or go online today.
You can always expect more at Oxmoor Hyundai. Expect Kentuckiana's largest Hyundai selection. Expect the area's lowest Hyundai prices. Expect super low lease payments, like a new 2015 Elantra lease for just $149 per month, or a new 2015 Sonata lease for just $189 per month, and a new 2015 Santa Fe Sport lease for just $249 per month, and 0% financing for up to 60 months. Expect Hyundai Assurance with America's best warranty. Expect more at Oxmoor Hyundai on Shelbyville Road and oxmoorhyundai.com.
All I did was call.
Aren't you glad you did?
I'm glad I did.
I'm glad I did.
Hughes and Coleman made my life easier.
I've been telling you, 800-800-4600. All you do is call.
Car repairs, medical bills, gone.
Hughes and Coleman really came through. We take care of it all.
800-800-4600.
Don't wait, call now. We got you covered.
They really came through.
Come on now. Let's get started. What are you waiting for? 800-800-4600.
Love me some Hughes and Coleman.
Beckett, it's your turn.
Kids Dentistry. Get $25 off your first treatment. Go to kidsdentistry.com to learn more.
I'm Bo Butner from Jim Butner Auto.
And I'm JB Butner. This Friday at noon, we will have our first ever Strive to Keep You Driving 24-hour sell-a-thon.
This is no ordinary sale. Every car sold and financed on the lot will be at our cost.
You heard him correctly, at our cost.
Other dealerships would price this car at $89.95. Our price to you, $5,800.
You only have 24 hours to be part of this crazy sell-a-thon. I'm JB Butner.
I'm Bo Butner. And we're striving to keep you driving.
Why do you think your mother told you to leave?
Because I stopped calling her mom, because she does not act like one.
Judge Judy. Today at 5 on WDRB.
WDRB News and Norton Healthcare, teaming up since 2005 to provide real-time closed captioning of news and severe weather coverage to the over 150,000 deaf and hard of hearing people in our community. Between health and life, Norton Healthcare.
Make up to $70,000 a year without a bachelor's degree.
WDRB business reporter Courtney Godfrey tells us how a partnership between major car companies and Jefferson Community Technical College is making it possible.
More and more young professionals are drowning in student loan debt these days. But here in this downtown Louisville garage are students who will likely graduate debt-free with a well-paying job.
Car won't even start.
Leave your textbooks at home.
Trying to find the information for this vehicle.
In here, the syllabus is structured around 4 wheels and a steel frame.
This is going to be the key to you guys figuring out these evals.
Many of the students are straight out of high school.
It was that or business, so I chose this.
Seeking an education.
Trying to find the wire color for the pressure sensor.
Without the hefty price tag.
A lot of my friends are actually like 4 years going to U of L, Bellarmine, and they're like, I got $60,000. I'm like, zero.
Like 21-year-old Joel, most are already employed at Louisville dealerships.
The money that they can earn while they're here in training will pay for their entire education.
All will have auto technician jobs when they graduate.
We have a job before we go recruit. Every student has a job.
Many will work for Toyota, a company that's partnered with Jefferson Community and Technical College in order to get skilled technicians.
I really have no more training to do with them. They come out trained on the Toyotas.
In less than 2 years, they're full-time.
It takes them only about 6 months to work up to a flat rate technician to where they're really being able to make really good money and support families or whatnot.
Filling Toyota's need and giving young people a career alternative. The next freshman class starts August 17th. For information on how to register, visit WDRB.com. At JCTC, Courtney Godfrey, WDRB News. Stocks opened down slightly with a larger than expected jump in weekly jobless claims weighing on investors, and they turned mixed this afternoon. At the close, the Dow is down just over 10 points at 18,214, but the Nasdaq up more than 20 points at 4987.
Well, it's already become a verb synonymous with online searches. Now Google wants to do the same for cheap airfare. The search engine just launched Google Flights. It features a calendar with the cheapest prices. Google Flights also features an interactive map to help you plan where to go. The map shows you the prices for different destinations around the world based on the dates you want to travel. According to the company, 54% of people don't know where they want to go. And that's today's business news.
Temperatures heading down again. We're talking snow. I'm ready for Sunday.
It's going to start warming. Sunday actually has its own share of problems. We could see a little wintry mix, but by the middle of next week, there will be a significant warm-up in our area.
Finally.
Finally. I don't know if it's going to last permanently, but I do think we'll at least get one day in the close to the 60-degree mark. Yeah. Let me show you here the numbers so far for the month of February, and we'll update this when I get the finals from this afternoon. But as we stand right now, we're at 28.2 degrees, 10.3 degrees below normal, and it is the 9th coldest in history. The next couple days will take it down a little bit. Got this picture from Webb here. This was the sunrise over Ramsey, Indiana, sent this morning here. I thought it was a cool picture as the sun illuminated the cloud deck out there yesterday night. Boy, wasn't it tremendous. We definitely have a lot of flurries out there and light snow occurring right now from Madison along the 71 corridor, including Campbellsburg through Eminence. So in Henry County, we've got some north of 64 here in Shelby County, along 71 in Oldham County. You're looking at some of this in Louisville right now. I just actually stuck my head out the door. It's just flurries. You know, I could call it maybe heavier flurries, but it's still at this point downtown flurries. And we go west of Louisville, and we've got some of this light snow and flurries from Oil through English, southeast, including Corydon, Fredericksburg, through around all the 64 corridor, and then heading south, Hardinsburg and Irvington. It's just some light stuff right now, maybe a flurry or two from time to time. All of this drifting off to the south. Where do you think the cold front is? Yeah, it shows it pretty well there, doesn't it, with that front? Looking outside right now at our tower cam, you can see some of these little light flakes coming down from time to time. We are at 29 degrees, but we've got a north wind at 15. Our temperature has dropped 3 degrees in the last hour, and it's going down quickly here. 33 in LaGrange. Look as we go north. 23 already in Henryville. 27 in Bedford, 28 degrees currently from the North Vernon area. And you can see the cold bubble here. 10 degrees right now in Des Moines. Factor in the wind, and the wind chill is 5 below zero. So prepare. Tomorrow morning, it is going to be cold. So what I've done here is put air temperature and in blue wind chills. And you can see this light snow continues through about 9 or around 11. And generally, we'll wipe it away and go gone with that. By tomorrow morning, your kids go out to wind chills around 0 in Louisville, 13 degrees the air temperature. So this is one of those mornings where you got to be prepared. In fact, our northern counties, 9 below 0 in Seymour, air temperature at 9, and you can see even during the day, it doesn't warm a lot. A very cold day. Tonight, our lows in at 15 degrees with the light snow early and a north wind at 5 to 10. Wind chills tomorrow will be down in the single digits to start. 23 degrees on the high temperature, a very cold day. We'll see, I call it a mix of sun and clouds, and into the extended Mike's, we could see a mix on Saturday night, a mix to rain on Sunday, and on Tuesday, the data's actually taken us into the mid-60s with some thunderstorms, though. I'll discuss more about the warmth and whether that could lead to any strong storms in about 10 minutes.
Didn't hear anything after you said mid-60s.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. All right, let's take a look at getting into downtown. We have a couple of slow areas. First off, 64 westbound. Anything near Grinstead Drive and the tunnels you can see coming out Payne Street, Melwood, Story, that traffic been a little on the slow side, about 11 miles per hour getting back into town. And then here's northbound 65, very heavy over top of Broadway through Hospital Curve and across the Kennedy Bridge on the far left-hand part of your television screen. That'll be a northbound 65, and it looks like we have a lot of semis building here as we're traveling southbound 65. From the Oxmoor Auto Group Traffic Center, I'm Mike Marshall with Beat the Traffic.
Thank you, Mike. The FCC changing the rules when it comes to your internet.
How it will benefit you. Plus,
we're not going to be part of their petty games. We want the Department of Homeland Security, for all the reasons Leader Pelosi has outlined and more, to be fully funded.
The fight between Republicans over the fate of the Department of Homeland Security.
The lawmakers of Kentucky have a great opportunity to improve the common health of the Commonwealth. But will they? That's the question I'll be discussing coming up on Point of View.
An update on record-breaking cold before spring-like temperatures arrive.
Kentucky Veterans Affairs Commissioner Heather French Henry updates us on a program for female vets.
And will you eat green eggs and ham?
From 5 to 9 tomorrow, I am.
On the next Modern Family, Phil can't see things too clearly after his eye doctor appointment.
Beautiful day, huh? I was told.
Next Modern Family.
Tonight at 7 on WDRB.
Your mornings are busy.
And when winter weather strikes, the time to know if your child's school is closed is right now.
WDRB Snowfox text alerts fast and straight to your cell phone. Up to the minute. School closings, road conditions, and traffic updates.
Sign up now at WDRB.com.
Here are Zoe and Grant, recently married.
Toyota Corolla, recently restyled. Sadie just graduated from college. Corolla S just got more fun. Entune audio, 17-inch wheels. Now, during Toyota's Meet Your Match sales event, get a Corolla with 0% financing for 60 months or a $159 a month lease with no cost maintenance included. Corolla, nicely appointed, roomy interior. See how you match up. Toyota, let's go places.
My job is so much more than a job to me. It's a vocation. I decided to attend ITT Tech after I went to an informational session. A lot of times I am the first person to show the baby to the parents. And I think, this is a job. I have to do this. Now I get to do this.
The Breckenridge School of Nursing and Health Sciences Academic Achievement Scholarship is available to eligible students who qualify. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Save big with Big O tires. Now you can save $100 when you buy 4 select Big O brand tires, installed in 30 minutes or less thanks to our Express Lane service. And here's something to keep in mind. Big O Tires performs owner's manual maintenance services without voiding your warranty. And now we're offering up to $50 off brake service. But hurry, because these big saver specials end soon. Locally owned, locally run. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
When we stopped selling the cheeseburger pizza, boy, did I hear about it. And Big Bill 7 writes, "Are you kidding me? No more cheeseburgers on a pizza? Are you kidding me?" They're back, Big Bill, with bacon.
Are you kidding me?
Introducing the new Bacon Cheeseburger Pizza. Get a large for $12. And add our new double chocolate chip brownie for only $6 more.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's good.
Today's latest country hits by Florida Georgia Line, Rascal Flatts, 58 minutes an hour, only on WDRB Hot Country.
It's not exactly radio. It's an app you can listen to on the go. Look for it at your app store or listen live on WDRB.com, the button.
The Department of Homeland Security is about to run out of money.
The lawmakers have until midnight to reach a deal to keep that from happening. The Senate is moving closer to approving a bill before that deadline. It does not include measures to block President Obama's executive actions on immigration. But Republicans in the House don't agree.
What is going on in the House? We have the two leaders who haven't talked to each other in 2 weeks. This is not a very good situation, and we're not going to be part of their petty games. We want the Department of Homeland Security, for all the reasons Leader Pelosi has outlined and more, to be fully funded.
It is not a fight amongst Republicans. All Republicans agree that we want to fund the Department of Homeland Security, and we want to stop the president's executive actions with regard to immigration.
If the deadline passes, essential employees will still go to work. They just won't get paychecks.
Fast internet for everyone. That's what is expected now that the government is regulating the web. Net neutrality was approved by the FCC today. Now internet providers are not allowed to block or slow down apps, websites, or online services. AT&T isn't allowed to block FaceTime, and Verizon can't slow down Google Wallet. Those against the move say net neutrality is another way for the government to be nosy.
Marijuana is now legal in the nation's capital. Starting today, anyone 21 and over in Washington, D.C. can smoke pot for recreational use. And users can grow up to 3 plants and carry up to 2 ounces of pot. The initiative was passed by voters in November. Congressional Republicans, though, are threatening city leaders with jail time for implementing this law. They argue that the federal government already passed a measure that bans the legalization of pot in the district.
Louisville's police chief calling in the cavalry
to formulate a plan to address this spike that we have seen in homicides and the increase we've seen in other violent crimes in our community.
The law enforcement agencies LMPD is now partnering with to change things and how they plan to do it.
Charged with rape and sodomy, the case against former U of L basketball player Chris Jones.
I have sensitive teeth, so I have to brush using a sensitivity toothpaste. Unfortunately, a lot of them taste like chalk. Thankfully, I found Crest Sensi Relief. It actually tastes good and relieves my sensitivity.
Crest Sensi Relief has scope, so it tastes minty, not chalky. Plus, it has the same active ingredient as other leading sensitivity toothpastes. 9 out of 10 people surveyed would likely buy it again.
Once I chucked the chalk, I wasn't going back.
Crest Sensi Relief Whitening plus Scope.
WDRB News, sponsored by Culligan. Better water, pure and simple.
Rainwater. Groundwater. Problem water.
Oof, I know. Spots. The problem is your water.
A Culligan Whole House Water Conditioning System gets rid of sediment or impurities, so keeping everything spotless is effortless.
Hey. Culligan Man.
Warning. No pulp? Pulp. The only water that comes with the Culligan Man.
Just $9.95 a month. Call today or go to KentuckianaCulligan.com.
This is a Morgan & Morgan medical alert. Xarelto is a blood-thinning drug used to prevent blood clots and strokes in people with an irregular heartbeat. Unfortunately, many Xarelto users have developed internal bleeding resulting in severe injury or death. The dangerous effects of Xarelto cannot be reversed by simply giving another medication. If you've suffered complications while taking Xarelto, call Morgan & Morgan or visit us online at forthepeople.com.
So, is your youngest in daycare yet?
He is. He started like 3 months ago.
Aw, I bet that gets expensive, doesn't it?
Yeah, and with our daughter in preschool, our budget stretched pretty thin.
Well, maybe I can help you with that. One way to keep more money in your pocket is to use Mortenson's flexible payment options. This way, you make smaller payments each month instead of paying your full bill today.
Wow, that could really help. I wish everything could be this easy.
Family, friendly, affordable. At Mortenson Family Dental.
Hey, got your tax refund there, didn't you? Well, don't go blow it again on junk y'all ain't never gonna use. Come see Circus Auto and use that cash to get behind the wheel of a new car. And with Circus Certified, we'll give you a free 6-month limited warranty and even exchange your new car within 24 hours. Get your butt into Circus Auto on Dixie Highway just south of the Waterson, and we'll get her done for you.
Violent crime in Louisville surges. Now the city's police chief is calling on help from other enforcement agencies.
WDRB's Lawrence Smith is at LMPD headquarters right now with what we're learning about the chief's new strategy. Lawrence.
Well, it appears Chief Conrad is literally calling in the cavalry as he enlists federal help in response to the violence.
These homicides truly, I believe, tear at the fabric of our community. And
Conrad was backed by an alphabet soup of federal agencies, the FBI, DEA, ATF, and the U.S. Marshal, as he announced a new task force formed to address the spike in violent crime, an effort called Operation Trust.
We are asking the community to trust us, but to not only trust us, but to help us by becoming part of the solution to the violent crime problems that we're seeing here in our community.
There have been 20 homicides so far this year in Louisville, compared to 3 this time last year. That includes 4 on Wednesday alone. Conrad says the task force will try to get to the root of the problem.
They will spend their time focusing on some of the conditions that lead to violent crime in our community, such as the use of guns.
The agencies promise to share resources and information.
We're committed to assisting LMPD in any way that we can, providing intelligence and operational support as needed.
But Conrad is also calling for the public's help, saying Louisville cannot arrest its way out of this problem.
We're in this together. We are committed to do what we can, but it is going to take all of us working together.
But there were no details as to exactly how the task force will work. Neither the chief nor federal authorities answered questions. Later, the head of LMPD's homicide unit did, saying there's a common thread through most of these murders: drugs.
To some degree, especially when you have a run like we have now, there is criminal activity involved that leads up to the murder, whether that's drugs or any other type of activity.
Now, Kessinger says the number of shootings in Louisville is actually about the same as last year, around 30, but those shootings have been more deadly. Of course, if you have information about these murders, you're asked to call the LMPD tip line, 574-LMPD. Downtown Louisville, Lawrence Smith, WDRB News.
Thank you, Lawrence. And we are learning more about the victim in what police call a road rage shooting. 41-year-old Mukhtar Ahmed, seen in this photo, is a father of 3. He came to Louisville from Pakistan with his brother in 2000. They own a Dairy Mart in West Louisville. His funeral was today at this mosque.
My brother Mukhtar, he was a very good brother of the community. We had big loss for this community. He is a very hard worker and a peaceful man. He has all-time helped other people.
Police say Christopher McCullum shot and killed Ahmed yesterday, who was driving this black Lexus. McCullum pleaded not guilty to murder in court this morning. The judge set his bond at $100,000 full cash.
Cuffed and charged, a former U of L basketball star pleads not guilty to raping and sodomizing 2 women.
WDRB's Danielle Lama explains why he's not being held in jail. Danielle?
Well, the judge put Jones on home incarceration, and his attorneys tell us he's living in a hotel right now. We're told that Jones has withdrawn from classes and moved out of student housing, but as long as he abides by the terms of home incarceration, he doesn't have to pay any of his $25,000 bond. Prosecutors say Jones raped 2 women early Sunday morning at the Cardinal Town Apartments. 2 other men are also charged in the case involving the second woman. Jalen Tilford pleaded not guilty to rape and sodomy this morning. A judge set his bond at $100,000. The same judge set Tyvon Walker's for $75,000. He pleaded not guilty to rape. But Jones appeared in a different courtroom with a different judge. Prosecutors asked Jones also be given a high bond, arguing he's not from Louisville and is facing more charges than his co-defendants. Jones' attorneys say there's no comparing their clients to the other men.
He surrendered himself. They did not. They were arrested. And number 2, he's cooperated with the University of Louisville Police from the first minute in this case.
Arrest warrants say the victims recognized Jones because he was a basketball player and he told them his name. Court documents say the women were taken to U of L hospital after the alleged incident. Jones and his co-defendants were ordered to not have contact with each other or the alleged victims. Jones is due back in court on March 9th. Reporting live downtown, I'm Danielle Lama, WDRB News.
Danielle, thank you. And here's what led up to Jones's arrest. Last Tuesday, February 17th, he had a fight with his ex-girlfriend. She said he threatened her, but didn't want to pursue charges. Rick Pitino ordered Jones to give up his cell phone for a day. When he didn't, he was suspended for the February 18th game at Syracuse. Sources said that Jones surrendered his phone and Pitino reinstated him the next day. Jones played in the game against Miami on February 21st. The next day, Jones is accused of raping 2 women. 2 other men are also charged in one of those cases. Hours later, Pitino announced that Jones was dismissed from the team. WDRB sports journalist Eric Crawford breaks this down and explains what Pitino is saying about Jones. Read his story right now on WDRB.com.
A former JCPS teacher admits to having a sexual relationship with a student.
Jessica Boyers pleaded guilty to rape and sexual abuse in an Oldham County courtroom today. She waived her right to a trial and received a 12-year sentence. Boyers was first accused of having a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old in 2013 when she was a teacher at Highland Middle School in Louisville. Police say they found Boyers and the boy in her car at Buchel Park. Similar charges were filed in Oldham County involving the same teen. She's expected to be in court in Jefferson County tomorrow.
A homeless man dies on the steps of a local shelter, and the coroner's office now says it was related to the cold. Kenny Winfield was buried today. He was found on the steps of St. John's Center last week along East Muhammad Ali Boulevard. Deputy Coroner Buddy Dumeier says Winfield died of complications relating to the cold weather but did not expand. More than 100 people attended Winfield's funeral today, which was funded through a program at the Jefferson County Coroner's Office.
This is very unique to Louisville. There's no other city that every single person that passes away on the streets or dies homeless is provided with a dignified, prayerful burial and prayer service.
Dumeier says in 2005 in Jefferson County, 65 people passed away without resources for burial. Last year, that number was 320.
No citations for Walsh Construction after 3 workers end up in the Ohio River. It happened last May. The 3 construction workers were trying to grab a safety boat that got loose when the boat they were on flipped. No one was seriously hurt. Officials found no violations of federal workplace safety rules, but the employees are accused of breaking internal guidelines. WDRB.com reporter Marcus Green goes into detail about what OSHA says they did wrong on our website, WDRB.com.
Lawmakers turned down a move to keep tolls off a new bridge linking northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. The Kentucky House voted against an amendment to ban tolls on the Brent Spence Bridge, but passed the bill that will allow for public-private partnerships on large transportation projects. Officials want to use this to pay for the $2.6 billion bridge project.
Well, it looks like Adrian Peterson will soon be back with the Vikings. Why a court overruled the NFL.
Plus, identifying the so-called Jihadi John. What investigators have uncovered about the man behind ISIS videos.
We've got light snow and flurries in the area. We have wind chills below zero to our north that are heading in our direction, but it's not all cold. When I think parts of the area could go above 60 degrees coming up.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider, or try it buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in the bag.
One bold choice makes everything change. Introducing the bold new Camry with a commanding stance, available 18-inch wheels and dual exhausts for more dynamic performance. The most advanced technology and safety features available, even wireless charging. Toyota Camry. One bold choice leads to another. Now, get a new Camry with 0% financing or lease this Camry SE for just $189 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Your story doesn't add up. Where were you Friday night?
I told you.
Tell me again about this deal.
I switched to Time Warner Cable and got more HD and movies from Epix, ultra-fast internet, and unlimited nationwide calling.
Go on.
With TV equipment included, all for $89.99 a month. And for $9.99 a month, I added Stars with a $50 rebate.
He's telling the truth.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this show.
Oh, I do too.
Call now and get free installation. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
He's the successful businessman, conservative, and man of faith. He's Hal Heiner, the Frankfurt outsider who has a plan to get Kentucky working again.
Families in Kentucky need to stay within a budget. They can't spend what they don't have. But the politicians in Frankfurt don't have the slightest clue. As governor, I'll put accountability in budgeting by requiring every department to justify every dollar each and every year. It's time to put career politicians last and Kentucky families first.
Hello? Nothing for the bag man? Hey, ladies, this dude's got flavor.
Checkers and Rallies is coating grilled cheese in our famous fries seasoning to get grilled cheese strips. Melty inside, crispy outside. Checkers and Rallies.
It's in the bag.
WDRB News, sponsored by Culligan. Better water, pure and simple.
I'm Bo Butner from Jim Butner Auto. And I'm JB Butner. This Friday at noon, we will have our first ever Strive to Keep You Driving 24-hour sell-a-thon.
This is no ordinary sale. Every car sold and financed on the lot will be at our cost.
You heard him correctly, at our cost.
Other dealerships would price this car at $89.95. Our price to you, $5,800.
You only have 24 hours to be part of this crazy sell-a-thon. I'm JB Butner.
I'm Bo Butner. And we're striving to keep you driving.
The man dubbed Jihadi John is identified. Polo Sandoval reveals what we know about the masked man seen in a series of ISIS beheading videos.
His name is Mohammed Amwazi, a West Londoner born in Kuwait turned ISIS militant. The world previously knew the masked man only by a Jihadi John nickname, his empty glare, and that unmistakable English accent.
This knife will become your nightmare.
Two congressional sources and two U.S. officials tell CNN Amwazi is the apparent ISIS killer seen in a series of beheading videos. They include the executions of Americans James Foley and Steven Sotloff.
What I can tell you is that the United States government continues to aggressively investigate the individuals who are responsible for the murder of American citizens.
The White House and London police declined to confirm his identity. But who is the man behind the mask? His story, first detailed in the Washington Post, describes a young college-educated computer programmer, a young man who grew up in London before traveling to East Africa in 2009, according to CAGE, a Muslim-led advocacy group. That's when he started to radicalize, according to the group. Amwazi's identity is revealed as we learn more about an ISIS-linked threat closer to home. This is our first look at one of three Brooklyn men arrested by the feds Wednesday. Abror Habibov is believed to have provided financial and logistical support to two men who planned to travel from New York to Syria and join ISIS. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
Overruling the NFL, a federal judge clears the way to reinstate Adrian Peterson. In his ruling, the judge says the league arbitrator disregarded the law of the shop and failed to meet his responsibility under the collective bargaining agreement. Peterson was suspended by the NFL through at least April 15th. The Minnesota Vikings running back is accused of using a switch to punish his 4-year-old son last fall.
Mark Weinberg's WDRB weather forecast has the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
Well, another below normal day where our average temperature was 27. This is going to continue to pull down our averages. So expect things to, the month numbers to continue to go down here. Averages 51 and 33 degrees. So our high today equaled our normal low temperature. I promised you that we would see some light snow today. I said with this front, we normally get it, and computer models don't deal with this well. They had basically about a 20% for today, but you could see computer models do not deal with frontal precip well. We've got some from Pleasureville, from Shelbyville, from LaGrange, from Eminence. I'm not going to pretend it's heavy, but there are some flurries and snow showers downtown, Linden, through around the Okolona area, J-Town. Most of the metro seeing some of these. Corydon, English, through Oil, south through Hardensburg, and then just north of Litchfield, these flurries and light snow showers continue here. They are pressing off to the south, and this is the actual cold front. Now we go off to the south. Finally, that storm system that brought up to close to a foot of snow for northern Alabama is leaving. What we have outside are flurries right now. This doesn't look like intensity-wise it'll be enough to cause any real issues. We're at 29. Our winds are north at 15, and this is giving us a wind chill of 18 degrees. Oh, it's going to get colder. 33 in LaGrange. It's now down to 21 in Henryville, 26 in Madison, and you can see to our north where the cold air is surging southward. Chicago's 18, Des Moines 10, and then we factor in that wind. And we've already got single-digit wind chills in Indy, 3 in Chicago, and 5 below 0 in Des Moines, and that's what's moving southward. So what I want to show you here is blue wind chills, white temperatures, and you can see as we go through 6 and 7, the light snow continues its movement off to the south. Once we get through 9 o'clock to, let's say, 11, we'll lose the snow showers. And then from that point forward, through Saturday morning, the story's the cold. Wind chill of 9 below 0 in Seymour tomorrow morning, air temperature 9, Louisville 13 with a wind chill down near 0 by noon. Wind chills come back to near around 0, and you can see even in the warm part of the day, Advanced Track here only shows Louisville at 22 with a wind chill of 10. As we go into the evening tomorrow, it stays cold. Saturday morning we start. Advanced Track shows a wind chill of 4 in Louisville and a low of 19. I think will be a little colder, so those wind chills will approach 0. And then I quickly want to show you the second half of the weekend. This is Sunday, and what you'll notice here is Advanced Track starts off with a little mix and rapidly transitions off to rain. I actually think this is very much what's going to happen, so I don't think we're looking at icy roads here. 15, light snow early tonight, a 30% chance. During the afternoon tomorrow, our high comes in at 23 degrees with a north wind at 5 to 10, so tomorrow, really cold. Sunday, you know how we could see that wintry mix early, but transitioning quickly to rain. On Monday, we're in between systems. Tuesday, temperatures surge to near 60, and Wednesday, we've got some rain. Mike, one of the things to note about that warmer on Tuesday, by the way, that's nice, but some of the data suggests we could see 2 to 4 inches of rain. We'll have to watch that flooding potential.
All right, thanks, Mark. This afternoon, we've had heavy traffic once again on the Waterston westbound near Poplar Level Road. And then take a look at the overall view in and out of downtown. We had that heavy traffic, 65 northbound from pretty much St. Catherine Street all the way across the Kennedy Bridge, where we had a car that was broken down, blocking a lane. Eastbound 64, now heavy, 9th Street over through the junction. And we had that heavy traffic once again, 64 westbound, just as we're coming out of the tunnels. And you can see very, very heavy traffic. That is bumper to bumper all the way into downtown. Looking at a pretty heavy drive time coming inbound 64 west. From the Oxmoor Auto Group Traffic Center, I'm Mike Marshall with Beat the Traffic.
All right, thank you, Mike. Tom Lane here now with more on the Chris Jones situation.
Yeah, Director of Athletics Tom Jurich spoke this afternoon how he thinks his people have handled things. And we'll have a report from Starkville on UK's record-setting win last night.
Now, with Point of View, here's Bill Lamb.
Over the past several years, Louisville, Lexington, and dozens of other Kentucky cities have all passed laws banning smoking in public buildings and workplaces. And by doing so, they've freed the large majority of their citizens from the proven health hazards of secondhand smoke and motivated others to give up the habit. Opponents of these laws all argued that they'd cause irreparable harm to businesses, especially restaurants and bars. And in every case, they were proven wrong, as the few who stayed home because of the ban were more than outweighed by the many who were more likely to patronize businesses that didn't pose a threat to their health. Now, Kentucky has taken the first step toward extending this common sense policy to the statewide level. But while the House approved a statewide smoking ban earlier this month, Senate President Robert Stivers says he doesn't believe the Senate is likely to follow suit. Well, if that's the case, the people will have been ignored. Surveys indicate that more than 2/3 of Kentuckians support such a law, and the time has come for them to be heard. If this is important to you, I urge you to contact your state senator and make your feelings clear on this proposal. This is a rare chance for Kentucky to make meaningful progress toward a much healthier environment, and it would be a shame to squander it. I'm Bill Lamb, and that's my point of view.
Fox tonight. When a murder rocks Chinatown, Backstrom applies the heat.
Your story doesn't hold up in the light, you will spend the rest of your life in the dark.
That's good. Can a beautiful psychic help him break the case?
I believe that he was killed by his grandfather's ghost.
Only Backstrom. Tonight at 9/8 Central on Fox.
You want the fastest, easiest way to find out if your school is open or closed. You want Snow Fox. Just in, always on.
Sponsored by Overstock Furniture Deals and Bob Book Chevrolet.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade towards the purchase of any new Kia in stock. Drive home a new 2015 Kia Optima for just $99 per month. Only at the Kia stores.
Shop Watson's Best Buy sale for the area's largest selection of above-ground pools priced as low as $16.99. Get special factory early buy pricing on more than 20 truckloads of new 2015 model pools. Save 40 to 60% on all remaining 2014 floor models and new inventory. And we'll install any size pool purchase for only $99. Plus pay no interest for 12 full months. Only at Watson's.
We have all the fun.
I got hurt in a car wreck, but I don't have time to deal with the insurance company. What do I do?
Call me, Darryl Isaac, the Hammer, at 458-1000. I know it takes time to deal with your medical bills, car repairs, and pain and suffering. My law firm will fight hard to get you everything you deserve after your car wreck. Call me at 458-1000. I'll put in the time, you just get well.
Calling the Hammer is a way to go, down 458-1400.
You can always expect more at Oxmoor Hyundai. Expect Kentuckiana's largest Hyundai selection. Expect the area's lowest Hyundai prices. Expect super low lease payments, like a new 2015 Elantra lease for just $149 per month, or a new 2015 Sonata lease for just $189 per month, and a new 2015 Santa Fe Sport lease for just $249 per month, and 0% financing for up to 60 months. Expect Hyundai Assurance with America's best warranty. Expect more at Oxmoor Hyundai on Shelbyville Road and oxmoorhyundai.com.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade towards the purchase of any new Kia in stock. Drive home a new 2015 Kia Sorento for just $99 per month. Only at the Kia stores.
As we mentioned earlier, attorneys for Chris Jones entered a not guilty plea to charges of rape and sodomy this morning at the Hall of Justice. Jones is off the basketball team and no longer in school at U of L. Tom George feels like Rick Pitino has handled it about as well as it could be handled.
It was difficult for him because, I think you always want to see all of your student athletes succeed. There's a lot of people involved in this that I think it's very painful for everybody. Obviously, we know there's no winners in this at all. But from a coach's standpoint, I'm very proud of how he's handled it. I think he's done a great job at dealing with it and dealing with it head on.
Kentucky is 28-0 after an 18-point win at Mississippi State last night. Mike Lissette and Eric Crawford wrap things up from Starkville.
Well, John Calipari said it after the game. Kentucky, Mississippi State. It had all the makings of a trap game, and it could have been a trap game if not for Trey Lyles.
Well, it could have been. They played like it was going to be a trap game. Kentucky looked disinterested for 30 minutes, but even at that, it's the worst they've played in the SEC all season. They still had a 10-point lead when they went on a big run to put the game away midway through the second half. You said it. Trey Lyles was the key. 18 points tonight. That was big. He'd not been in double figures in scoring since January 6th, and only twice since the 1st of December. He battled sickness. He's come back from that. And John Calipari said he could be an X factor for this team going down the stretch and into the NCAA tournament.
He's just getting healthy. He's getting back to being who he is. I mean, you know, you talk 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know exactly how long he was out, but he was out a while. And then when you're not only out, you're sick. Let's say this is the start maybe of something.
Definitely. Lifting weights and doing extra stuff, trying to get back to where I was. And I feel like I'm very close to that now. Just being aggressive and attacking the basket.
Kentucky moves to 28-0, and up next, Eric, Arkansas. A lot of people feel that's the one game of Kentucky's remaining schedule that could be a problem.
Well, it is the one game against a really good team. It's the first ranked team that Kentucky will have played since way back when they beat Louisville. It's a chance for Kentucky to show itself now against some better competition. They are playing at Rupp Arena. I don't think Arkansas has got enough to beat Kentucky there, but they are athletic. They're long. They have some good rebounders. They like to pressure you defensively. And Mike Anderson's coaching style has been good against Kentucky. He's won 3 in a row against the Wildcats. So it's a game that I'm sure Kentucky will be excited for, and we're going to see a big one on Saturday at Rupp.
For Eric Crawford, I'm Mike Lissette from a snowy Starkville, WDRB Sports.
And Rick Pitino talking about the Chris Jones situation at 5:30. We'll have that on WDRB.com, and we'll have it at 6 o'clock as well.
Right. Thank you, Tom.
All right.
It is the break from freedom that's all over social media right now. See how Cruz finally lassoed these 2 llamas.
And Friday's Mega Millions jackpot, $127 million. Saturday's Powerball, $80 million.
Save big with Big O tires. Now you can save $100 when you buy 4 select Big O brand tires, installed in 30 minutes or less thanks to our express lane service. And here's something to keep in mind. Big O Tires performs owner's manual maintenance services without voiding your warranty. And now we're offering up to $50 off brake service. But hurry, because these big saver specials end soon. Locally owned, locally run. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
We're building a better world at Time Warner Cable.
How about a movie?
And we know finding what you want to watch can sometimes feel like this. So we invented this. Now you can click the On Demand button to browse our library of 19,000 movies and shows better with our simplified On Demand channel. Whatever you're passionate about, Time Warner Cable invents better ways to love it even more. Get our new On Demand, free with your Time Warner Cable subscription. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Here are Mary and her 2 environmentally conscious kids. The midsize Toyota Prius, 39 cubic feet of cargo space. Sarah loves to navigate the slopes. Prius, 51 mpg and tuned with navigation. It's Toyota's Mitra Match sales event. Now get this Prius with 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash. Or lease one for $199 a month. Johnson family, seating for 5. Toyota's Mitra Match sales event. See how you match up. Toyota, let's go places.
There's never been a better time to switch to a UVerse bundle. That's because now you get one of these devices for free. Bundling with AT&T is easy because the choice is yours. You only pay for the services you need to make your bundle work for you.
Call AT&T now and choose the free Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 for internet in the palm of your hand. Or choose the free Samsung 40-inch TV to watch your favorite shows and movies.
Get a UVerse high-speed internet bundle. It's fast and affordable. Add wireless service, and with our Wi-Fi gateway, you can connect all your Wi-Fi devices and save on smartphone and tablet data usage at home.
So call AT&T now and choose from a variety of bundles, like internet and TV for $69 per month, and ask about next day installation. And get your choice of a Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 or a Samsung 40-inch TV free.
Just call one of our experts to switch today. Go ahead. The choice is yours. Get a great bundle, then choose your free device. With AT&T, it's whatever works for you.
I have sensitive teeth, so I have to brush using a sensitivity toothpaste. Unfortunately, a lot of them taste like chalk. Thankfully, I found Crest Sensi Relief. It actually tastes good, and relieves my sensitivity.
Crest Sensi Relief has scope, so it tastes minty, not chalky. Plus, it has the same active ingredient as other leading sensitivity toothpastes. 9 out of 10 people surveyed would likely buy it again.
Once I chucked the chalk, I wasn't going back.
Crest Sensi Relief Whitening plus scope.
WDRB News, sponsored by Culligan. Better water, pure and simple.
Do want to pass this along. We've just learned that Scott County District 1 schools now delayed 2 hours tomorrow. You can find all of the delays on our website, WDRB.com. Well, it wasn't handcuffs, but lassos that ended a police pursuit in an Arizona retirement community.
The suspects you can see right here, 2 llamas. Watch as they dart through traffic, trying not to get caught. You can see them gallop along sidewalks and through several yards, even into the street. They were eventually rounded up and roped into custody. It's not clear where these animals came from.
Low speed
That was
chase.
cute. Double LOW speed chase.
Lots of interest right here on that. Have a great night.
We'll see you at 6.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds. Go bold with flavors that kick.
Oh, yeah. They're magically delicious.
Ha! Very funny, Kyle.
When you're the last man on Earth, this is your brand new home. This is your welcome mat. This is where you park. This is a hard day's work. This is romance. And these are your friends.
Jared, you look like you lost a little weight. What, are you exercising?
The Last Man on Earth premieres this Sunday.
And these are Hugh Hefner's actual pajamas. I want.